So I want you to sit up really, really tall.
Hello.
However feels comfortable for you. Close the eyes, let the faces soften. Start a little differently today. So a few rounds of breath. So as you allow the gaze to soften or eyes to close, take a deep inhale breath. I want you to feel it all the way up towards the brim. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. 2 more, big inhale, fill it up. And open mouth, exhale. 1 more, big inhale. And open mouth, exhale. And I want you to visualize your lungs in 3 parts. So just 2 rounds of this, Viloma Pranayama. So you'll inhale for a count of 3, pause. Inhale for another count of 3, pause. Inhale for another count of 3, hold that, and then take 1 big exhale. So just 2 rounds of this. Take a big inhale, fill it up for 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale, 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale for 3, 2, 1, hold. Take a big long exhale. It's 1 more time. Deep inhale, fill it up for 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale for 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale, 3, 2, 1, hold. Take a big long exhale. And then just continue to return back to your natural cadence of breath. And start to set your own intention for practice. So begin to acknowledge whatever it is that made you make a conscious decision to take time every day to be here on your mat. But again, allow this practice to meet you where you're at. So whatever your intention might be, this could be a thought, phrase, word, feeling, or action. Just allow your intention alongside your breath just to guide you today. Now, whatever your intention might be, just begin to bring that towards the top of your mind. 1 more round of breath together, we'll share collective intentions. Take a deep inhale. And smooth exhale. Whenever you feel ready, blink the eyes open a few times. So I want to get into the neck first. I don't know about you, but I've been hanging around my computer a lot. So just go ahead and take your right hand to the outside of your right hip. Reach the left fingertips up really, really long. First, take a gentle side bend towards the right. So I'll actually mirror you guys. As you do this, I want you to extend all the way over towards your right. So feel the left hip really, really heavy. And then gaze from underneath your right armpit if that feels accessible. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and crawl the right fingertips up towards the left ear, rather towards the right ear. Left fingertips towards the right ear. And then just simply guide your right ear towards your right shoulder. Or I'm sorry, left ear, left shoulder, Jesus. Sides are hard. So you can press down through the right palm as you allow the weight of your left hand to guide your ear a little closer. Yes, and then continue to breathe through the right side of your neck. Yes, 1 more breath. Beautiful, come back towards center and then switch. So left hand to the outside of your left hip. Reach the right fingertips long. Take a side bend towards your left. So you can take any amount of bend into your elbow as you press the ground away from you. So I want you to feel the right hip really, really heavy. So it's almost as if the right rib cage were an accordion. It expands a little more with each breath. Nice. 1 more here. Beautiful. Go ahead and guide your fingertips towards the top of your left ear. And then just simply allow the ear to come towards the shoulder as you keep both sides of the waist really long. So I want you to breathe into the left side of your neck. And then no need to crank on this. So just using the weight of your hand. And press the ground away from you with the left finger pads as well. This last breath here. Also make your way back towards center. And then you can go ahead and take the index, the middle finger kind of in a prayer position or however it works best for you. And just simply guide the base of the skull towards the upper back, towards the nape of your neck, underneath your chin. I like to rock my head from left, right, right, left a little bit, but that's up to you. But just kind of feel as if you're squishing a ball between the occipital part, that really bony part towards the base of your skull. Nice, and then slowly undo this. Right here. And then interlace your hands behind the nape of your neck. So again, you'll feel that bony part towards the base of your skull, and you'll simply just allow the chin to drop down towards your chest. So no real pull here, it's just the weight of your hands. Nice, one more breath here. Beautiful, go ahead and make your way back towards center, release that. And then both legs out long in front of you. Set up for Dandasana, staff pose. Nice, any amount of bend into your knees. So this is the first forward bend of class, so not expecting anything super deep. Now you're working with tighter hips. You can prop your hips up onto something. And then sit really tall, ground down through the sit bones. Hinge at your hips, fold forward, allow the belly to hang on the thighs. Grab for your feet, big toes, edges of your feet if that feels accessible. But think about creating a really, really long spine here. So instead of a low back rounding, upper back rounding, you're really, really trying hard to get that grip. Don't be fixated on that. Just focus on the sensations to the backs of your legs as you allow both sides of the waist to be really long. Take one more big breath here. And then vertebra by vertebra, rise all the way up. Nice. Keep the left leg as is. Bend your right knee sole towards your groin. Stay, or if you have a little more range of motion, right foot to the outside of your left hip. Yeah. Bring the right hand behind your right hip. Lengthen up through the left. Two options here. You're one, either hugging your shin, or bring the tricep to the inside of your thigh. Use that as leverage and twist towards your right. So as you press the ground away from you, just notice where your hand is in space. With these twists, see if the low back is rounding. Really, really long spinal column to the best of your ability. So this means actually pressing the ground away from you, keeping the right hand pretty close to you. One more breath here. Nice. Then undo it. We'll switch. So draw the left knee towards your sole, left sole towards your groin. Either keep it here or left foot to the outside of your right thigh. Left hand behind your left hip. Lengthen through the right arm. And then same two options. You're either hugging your shin in or right tricep to the inside of your left thigh. So continue to press down through the left palm. I want you to lift up to the crown of your head. And then feel the left shoulder draw a little further back in space. So once more, notice where your hand placement is. If it's really, really far away, then the low back will tend to take a little more pressure. And then the spinal column starts to round a little bit. So press the ground away from you. Bring your left hand a little closer towards you. Nice. One more breath. Nice. And then undo it. Switch. Rather, not switch. Swing your legs out to one side. And then we'll transition to all fours tabletop. Okay, so once in your tabletop, you're going to take a few rounds of cow-cat here. So inhale for your cow pose, drop your belly, raise your gaze. And then exhale, cat pose, tuck your chin in towards your chest, navel up and in. Inhale for cow. And exhale, cat. And just keep going through a few more rounds like this on your own. Beautiful. So just allow the pelvis to move with you. As you exaggerate these movements as much or as little as you like. Feel free to add anything. Nice. All right, go ahead and wrap up your last round. And then neutral tabletop, press down through your left palm, extend the right fingertips forward, left leg draws up and back in the space behind you. Nice. So I want you to actively kick the back wall away from you, reach the right fingertips forward towards the top of your mat. and then continue to hold here. Yeah. As you do this, notice the body in space. Can you draw the front ribs in a little bit as you drive the heel a little higher without back bending? So notice that the pelvis starts to dip down. Continue to reach here, hold for 3. Nice, 2. And then 1, keep this, bend your left knee, draw your heel up towards the ceiling. Now allow the pelvis to drop down. Yeah. Continue to drive the heel up, start to feel the outer left hip, left glute. Stay or draw the right hand all the way up, over, and around, grab a hold of your foot. As you grab a hold of your foot, instead of just holding it, kicking your heel towards your butt, I want you to kick into your hand. Feel the right shoulder a little further up and back in space. 1 more breath. And then gently undo it. Come back to the center. Beautiful, we'll switch. So press down through the right palm, reach the left fingertips forward, right leg up and back in space. So as best as you can, try to visualize a book or a block being set on the ground. The low belly is so engaged that it'd be nice and parallel towards the ground. Thumb print points up as you drive your heel print up. It's kind of like a one-legged plank thing that you're doing here with the right leg. Continue to firm up through the low belly as you reach and extend, kicking the back wall away from you. So continue to hold here for 3, 2, 1. Keep this, bend your right knee, draw your heel print up towards the ceiling. Yeah. As you do this, keep a squeeze through the inner thighs, drive your heel print up a little higher, allow the pelvis to tilt down now. Yeah. Stay here if this works, or swing the left arm all the way up, over, and around. You'll grab a hold of your foot. I want you to create a little bit of resistance here. So keep squeezing through the inner thighs to maintain your balance. And instead of driving your heel towards your butt, I want you to kick into your hands. Nice, 1 more breath. Really nice. Undo it, come back to all fours, tabletop. Then tuck your toes, roll the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So just take a moment, bend one knee, bend the other. Allow the hips to wide from left, right, left a few times. Get a quick this first inversion. Really nice. All right, so draw the right leg up and back in space. Exhale, bend at your right knee, stack your hips. Okay, so from here, drive your heel towards your left glute. And then you have the option to hang out here, or want to get into the side body a little bit. Bend into the left elbow, drop down to your left forearm. Actively press the ground away from you with your right hand. Okay, so take 1 more big breath. You're down on your left forearm, lift up through the left palm, straighten through the left arm, right leg extends. And then exhale, draw your foot in between your hands. Okay, tent up through the left fingertips, reach the right palm all the way up towards the ceiling. Continue to keep the hips nice and lifted. 1 more breath here. And then exhale, right palm down, step back, downward facing dog. Okay, other side, left leg up. Exhale, bend at your left knee, stack your hips. Once more, left heel is so heavy. You have the option to hang out here or bend into your right elbow, drop down to your right forearm. Actively press the ground away from you with your left hand, right forearm. Feel the left hip draw a little higher. All right, if you're down on your right forearm, press through the right palm, straighten through the right arm, left leg extends. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Once more, tent up to the right finger pad. Bring the left fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. Keep a squeeze through the inner thighs as you keep the pelvis nice and high. Lean the left shoulder a little further back in space. Okay. Exhale, hands flat, step back, downward facing dog. Beautiful, big inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. All right, inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, top of your mat. Nice. All right, from here, keep your feet about hips width distance or a little further away from each other. And then place the left finger pads in between both feet. You can tent up to your fingertips. You got a block, book, water bottle that you need to prop your hand onto. Go for that. Now bend into your left knee deeply. Option 1, right hand towards the sacrum. Option 2, you'll snake the left fingertips all the way, or rather right fingertips all the way towards the left hip crease.
Or option 3, you can reach the right palm all the way up towards the ceiling. With your left knee bent, see if you can bump your pelvis a little closer towards the left side of your mat. So you get into the outer right hip a little more. Awesome. Exhale, undo it. Switch. Touch up to the right finger pads. Bend into your right knee deeply. Same 3 options. Left hand either to the low back, or snake it around the right hip crease, or left fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. It's like you did on the other side. See if you can bump your hips a little closer towards the right. So you feel the outer left hip. And then exhale, undo it. Nice. Go ahead and scoot your feet back as close as comfortable. Bring your hands to your hips, elbow tips point up. Use your low belly, rise all the way with a really, really long spine, flat back. Nice. All right, inhale, shrug your shoulders all the way towards your ears. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. One more, please. Inhale, shoulder shrug. And open mouth, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, hinge at your hips. You got a halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. And then exhale, deepen the fold. Nice. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, arms extend all the way up and overhead. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, really, really long spine. And then exhale, fold forward. Once more, inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, press through both feet. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. This time, hands flat, step back, high plank. Deep inhale, breath, hold your plank. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Set up for Cobra Bhujangasana, lift just your chest. So you got a little to no weight in your hands. I want you to squeeze your rib cage with your elbows as you keep the bend. Dig into the tops of your feet. Then exhale, slowly release. Keep the hands as is. We'll take a Shalabhasana variation. So lift your chest, keep the hands planted. Now lift your legs. Can you squeeze the elbows and the rib cage a little tighter? And then try to lift the chest and the legs a little higher. Nice. One more big breath. Continue to feel the pelvis. Dig down. And then exhale. Nice. Begin to tuck your toes. And use the inhale to press up to a tabletop or plank. Exhale. Draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. Take a big inhale breath. And smooth exhale breath. Inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, top of your mat. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, press through both feet. Nice. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway, look forward, lengthen. Then exhale, hands flat, step back, high plank. Nice. Big inhale, breath, hold your plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Please set up for a Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath the shoulders. You can interlace your hands. As you do this, take a big inhale, breath, gaze forward. And then exhale, curl your toes under. Either modified forearm plank coming to your knees or lift the knees to shins, forearm plank. From here, press the ground away from you a lot with your elbows, forearms. And then keep the hips nice and level. Take one more big breath, listen. Transition towards your dolphin pose. So I want you to walk your feet towards your chest, piking the hips up. So it's basically like a down dog, a short down dog, drop down to its forearms. Keep the upper back engaged, so press the ground away from you instead of allowing the chest to sink down. One more breath. And then walk your feet back, brief forearm plank. Exhale, lower knees, thighs, hips, back to your spine. Smooth inhale, breath. Then exhale, lower, transition to your downward facing dog. So either through tabletop or plank. Nice, big inhale, breath. Smooth exhale, breath. Beautiful. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, feet to meet your hands, top of your mat. Nice, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then fold forward, Uttanasana. Last time through, inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, press through both feet. Nice, exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Really, really long spine, then your halfway lift. Once more, hands flat, step back, high plank. A smooth inhale breath, hold your plank. With control, lower all the way down to your belly. Once more, a Sphinx pose, with a little bit of engagement. If you have a water bottle nearby, it's best that you grab it, but you don't have to have it. And then bend your right knee, draw your heel towards your glutes. So if you've got that water bottle, go ahead and take it, draw it in the space between your heel and your butt. So you can take a quick peek, see what I'm doing here. Now I want you to try to drive your heel in towards your glute, crushing that water bottle, or if you don't have that, that space in between. So start to dig the left thigh bone, left pelvis down as you continue to actively squeeze everything. So feel everything engaging through the quad, the glute, hamstring. And then slowly release that. Grab a hold of your water bottle first. And then we'll switch. Bend your left knee, drive your heel towards your glute. So you're either compressing that space or you're taking a water bottle, block, book, whatever works. Drive it in between your heel, your glute, and then just try to crush that with all that you've got here. Okay. So dig the right hip down, especially as you feel the left front hip, left quad, left hamstring, left glute work to crush that space. Now take one more big breath. Beautiful, undo it. Come back to your Sphinx. Big inhale breath. And then exhale, lower all the way down, listen. Slide your palms near your shoulders. First, press up to all fours. And I want you to walk your hands back towards your knees, come to standing on your shins. As you come to standing on your shins, bring your hands, support your low back. Squeeze the elbows together so the chest is nice and broad, shoulder head pulled back. Baby Ustrasana, so nothing really big. Take a big inhale breath. Allow the hips to move forward. And then exhale, allow the heart space to lift up, tip your head back any amount. At the same time, squeeze through the inner thighs, so it's almost as if the pubic bone were lifting a little higher. As you dig the tops of your feet, or if the toes are tucked, really dig down to the big toe, baby toe edge. One more breath. And then slowly lift the chest. Come back towards center. Walk your hands back towards the mat. Walk them forward. Tuck the toes, hips up and back, down, facing dog. Let's take a big inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. Beautiful. Inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, top of your mat. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then fold forward, Uttanasana. Lunging salutations. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. From here, I want you to cactus the elbows, lightly lift the heart space up, tip your head back any amount. Nice. Inhale, arms extend all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, really long spine. Exhale, hands flat, step the right foot back, keep the right knee lifted. Inhale, rise up, high lunge, crescent lunge. So I want you to fully extend through the right leg. Yeah? So as you fully extend through the right leg, see if you can wiggle the foot back so that the heel is directly over the toes, and keep a really deep lunge through the left knee. Continue to lift up and out of your waist. And then exhale, hands flat to the mat. Step back, down dog first. Inhale, shift forward, shoulders past the wrists. Exhale, chaturanga or lower all the way. Up dog, cobra or locust. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Nice. Inhale, right leg extends. Then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Once more, rise up, high lunge, crescent lunge. So continue to lift everything up and then draw the ribs in. Continue to wiggle the left foot back if you have a little more space, and then straighten through the left knee. You really feel the front left hip. Take one more big breath. And then exhale, hands flat, step forward, left foot to meet the right. Halfway lift, inhale. And then fold forward, exhale. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift the heart space up, tip your head back any amount. So standing back. Nice. Inhale, arms extend all the way up. Then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, long spine.
Exhale, hands flat, left foot back. Once more, squeeze the inner thighs, rise up, high lunge, crescent lunge. So really want that left leg extended as you sink down low through the right knee. Continue to lift up and out of your waist. Exhale, hands flat, step back, down dog first. Inhale, glide forward, shoulders past the wrists. Exhale, chaturanga or lower all the way. Up dog, cobra, locust on your inhale, press the ground away. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, Uddha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Nice. Inhale, left leg extends. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Rise up, high lunge, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana, arms reach. So once more, we'll really want you to lift up and out of your waist, and then see if you can lift the right heel up and over the right toes. One more breath. And then exhale, hands flat, step forward, right foot to the top. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, really long spine. Then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Nice, bring your feet about almost mat width distance apart, a little shorter than that. And then sit down low like you're in a chair pose. Now arms extend all the way up and overhead. Now with your feet this wide, see if you can drop the seat down low so that the hips are roughly in line with the knees. Now instead of reaching the arms all the way up, see if you can reach them forward. So continue to drive the seat down and back, down and back. Feel the outer hips, glutes, quads, really fire up. Shift a little more weight towards the heels. Now you got one more big breath. Beautiful, exhale, fold forward, release. Inhale, toe your feet back towards center. Halfway lift, inhale. And then fold forward, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, upward facing smooth. And then exhale, bend at your elbows, lift the heart space up. Nice. Inhale, arms extend all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. This time, hands flat, right foot back, soften the right knee down. Nice, low lunge, Ardha Anjaneyasana, arms reach and extend. So typically I have you avoid sinking the hips down and back, but we'll try playing with that. So first, bring your hands towards your left thigh. I want you to press your left thigh away from you. Nice, release that. Now sink your hips forward and down. Beautiful. Now as you do this, feel the front ribs kind of draw out a bit, but at the same time, keep the low belly engaged. Nice. Stay here or begin to bend your right knee, draw your heel towards your glute. So it's like that same thing that we did on our bellies and Sphinx. You have the option to one, take your right hand, reach it around the outer edge of your foot, so the baby toe edge. Or option two, you'll take your left hand, bring it all the way around. So as you see the hips forward and down already, you're already set up to drive your heel towards your glute and then kick into your hands. Take one more big breath. And then gently release any grip that you might have. Hands flat to the mat, step back. Optional vinyasa or transition just straight to a downward facing dog. You have a back bend of your choice in your inhale. And downward facing dog on your exhale. Really nice. Inhale, draw the right leg up and back in space. And then exhale, draw your knee towards your nose. Nice. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, track your right knee over towards your left shoulder, left tricep. Nice. Inhale, right leg up. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands, lower the left knee down. Beautiful. Inhale, low lunge, Ardha Anjaneyasana, arms reach and extend. So kind of think about the same thing that we did before. Press your right thigh away from you and then sink your hips forward and down. Nice. This time I want you to interlace your hands behind your low back. As you do this, draw the shoulders up, down, and back, pull back. And then once more, lift the heart space up, tip your head back any amount. So here you really have to dig into your left shin and then feel the knuckles drive a little further down. Take one more big breath. And then gently undo that, hands frame your right foot. From here, tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, listen. Shift the hips up and back, straighten through the right leg any amount. So modified Parsvottanasana. One more big breath. And then rebend through the right knee, step forward, left foot to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. And then fold forward, exhale.
Awesome. One more side. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling or Vinyasa-style. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart space up, tip your head back. Nice. Inhale, arms extend all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Beautiful. Halfway lift, really, really long spine. Exhale, hands flat, left foot back, soften the left knee down. Nice. Inhale, low lunge, Ardha Anjaneyasana, arms reach and extend. So again, sink the hips a little forward and down so you feel the front left hip extend. You have the same options here. Option 1, you'll bend your left knee heel towards your glute. This is totally fine. Option 2, you can take your left hand, grab a hold of the outer edge of your foot. Option 3, you'll take both hands, maintain your balance here. So hips are already forward and down. This should already help you with your balance, but create some resistance. So I want you to kick into your hands as best as you can. Feel the shoulder heads pulled back. Allow the front ribs to stick out, but the low belly stays engaged. Beautiful. One more breath. And then gently release a hold of your foot. Hands flat to the mat. Step back. Optional vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. So you got an up dog, cobra, or locust. And then exhale, draw the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Really nice. Take a big inhale, breath, fill it up. And smooth exhale, breath, let it go. Awesome. Inhale, left leg extends. And then exhale, draw your knee towards your nose. Round through the upper back, mid back. Nice. Inhale, left leg up. And then exhale, take an oblique twist. Track your left knee over towards your right shoulder. Nice. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands, lower the right knee down. Inhale, low lunge, Ardha Anjaneyasana, arms reach and extend. So once more, sink the hips forward and down. Really nice. Interlace your hands with the unusual grip. So opposite thumb on top. Draw the shoulders up, down, and back. Pull back. Lift the heart space up. Tip your head back any amount. So it doesn't have to be your most profound, deep back bend yet. But feel the knuckles really heavy as they drive down. Dig down through the right shin. Squeeze through the inner thighs. One more breath. And then release your grip. Hands frame your left foot. Now tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. And then to the best of your ability, straighten through the left leg. So shift your hips back any amount. You walk your hands underneath your shoulders, just here for a breath. Awesome. Go ahead and rebend through the left knee. Step forward, right foot to the top. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, really long spine. And then fold forward, Uttanasana, hinge at your hips. Nice. Inhale, sit down low, find your chair pose, Utkatasana, fierce pose. And then lower all the way to Ardha Navasana, low boat. Keep the left leg hovering, lift the right leg. Press an imaginary wall away from you. Take a big inhale breath. Exhale, twist on over towards your right. Now, can you lift the right shoulder a little higher? Nice. Lower the right leg down. Big inhale. Then exhale, twist towards your left. So lift the left shoulder off a little bit and then keep pressing. Inhale, come back towards center. Ardha Navasana, low boat. Continue to reach the fingertips forward, or if you want to torture yourself, bring your hands back. Continue to hold here, last big breath. And then do whatever it takes. Rise all the way back up to boat. Cross at your ankles, hands forward. Step back. Optional vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Up dog, cobra, locust on your inhale. Exhale, shift the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Big inhale, breath, fill it up. Smooth exhale, breath, let it go. One more, please. Deep inhale. And smooth exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg up and back. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Rise all the way up, high lunge, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Arms reach and extend. Nice. As you do this, continue to lift up and out of your waist. And then sweep the palms back behind you. So it's like these airplane arms. Start to tip weight forward. Come really high up onto your left toes. Stay or transition towards a warrior 3. Any arm variation that works for you. So keep the chest nice and broad. So you're kind of channeling up dog through the torso. And then one-legged plank through the leg. So drop the left hip down just a bit to be in line with the right. You got one more big breath. Listen, drop the left palm down to the mat, to a block, to your water bottle. Reach the right fingertips up towards the ceiling, or if this is a lot, hand towards your low back. Continue to keep the left leg lifted. Stay or bend your knee, heel towards your butt. Yeah, stay or once more, have the option to grab a hold of your foot, so a revolved, revolved sugar cane. So right shoulder a little further back as you kick into your hand. One more breath. And then gently release that left foot down, hands flat to the mat. Step back, optional vinyasa or straight to down dog. Up dog, cobra, locust on your inhale. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale, breath, fill it out. Smooth exhale, breath, let it go. Nice. Inhale, left leg extends. Then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Set up for high lunge. Inhale, lift the torso, arms extend all the way out. So very similar to what we did, rather same alignment, but also very similar, that is also true, towards lunging salutations the first time around. Keep squeezing through your right glute a lot. Straighten through the right knee as best as you can. And then once more, sweep the palms back, tilt your torso forward about 45. So keep the upper back engaged, squeeze everything together. You have the option to stay or launch off into warrior 3. So lift the right heel, kick the back wall. Up dog in the chest as opposed to a standing splits. So notice where your body is in space. Drop the right hip down just a bit. Squeeze through the inner thighs. One more breath. With control, draw your right palm down towards the ground, water bottle, block, books, and then find your revolved half moon. So left fingertips to the low back or reach the left fingertips all the way up. Okay. Stay or once more, your revolved sugar cane. Bend your right knee. Heel towards your glute, or perhaps you grab a hold of your foot. Nice. Kick into your hands. You got a drink. Nice. Beautiful. Nice, Chris. One more breath. And then gently release the hold of your foot if you've got it. Lightly step the right foot back. And then just hands frame your left foot. Step back. Optional vinyasa or straight to down dog. Up dog, cobra, locust on your inhale. Exhale, shift the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Nice, smooth inhale, breath, fill it up. Smooth exhale, breath, let it go. One more, please, deep inhale. And smooth exhale. Beautiful, right leg up. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Turn and ground your left foot flat, rise all the way up, warrior 2. So arms reach all the way up and out like wings. Now, this is more or less just to get into the inner hips, kind of give the outer hips a little bit of a break here. So as you do this, I want you to drag the heels to meet each other in the middle. So you feel the inner hips, pubic bone want to lift up, pelvis nice and neutral. From your warrior 2, reach forward until you can't anymore. Extended side angle on your right. So allow the left tricep to frame your left ear. Create a side body stretch. Nice. Left shoulder a little further back into space. Okay. Then press through your left foot, rise all the way up, warrior 2. Begin to reach up and back, reverse warrior. So give the back wall a high 5. Slide the left palm down your left shin or take a half bind. Nice. Inhale, transition back to your warrior 2. And then straighten through the right leg. Turn and pivot your right foot to parallel with the left. Big inhale, really lift up through the chest. And then exhale, fold forward, Prasarita Padottanasana. Standing wide-legged forward bend. So drive your head down, lift the sit bones up. Go ahead and walk your hands a really, really giant palm print forward. And then place your right hand in between, or rather as whatever looks like center to you. Pick up your left hand, grab a hold of your right ankle towards the outside, and see if you can peel your chest from underneath your right armpit, right tricep. Keep weight heavy in the ball mounds of your feet as best as you can. And then undo it, switch. So place your left hand where the right hand was. Pick up your right hand, grab to the outer edge of your left leg, so by the ankle. And then see if you can use that as leverage. Pull your chest from underneath your left tricep, left armpit. Nice. One more breath. And then undo it. Walk your hands underneath your face. Turn and pivot. Hands frame your right foot towards the top of your mat. See if you can allow the right foot to meet your left without moving your hips. So isolate that movement. Inhale, shift forward. And then exhale, chaturanga or lower all the way. Back bend of your choice here. And then downward facing dog on your exhale. Okay, smooth inhale breath. And smooth exhale breath. Beautiful. All right, left leg up and back. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Turn and ground your right foot flat, rise all the way up, warrior two. So same setup, other side. I'll go ahead and face you. So same setup as you did other side. See that the feet are nice and wide, and then see if you can drag your heels to meet each other in the middle, so you feel the inner thigh engagement. Keep this. Reach the left palm forward until you can't anymore. Extended side angle on your left, so your right tricep will frame your right ear. You got one long line of energy from the base of your right foot all the way up through the right finger pads. See if you can draw the right shoulder a little further back in space. Nice. One more breath here. And then press to the right foot, rise all the way up, back to your warrior two. Begin to flip the left palm, reach up and back, reverse warrior. Nice, keep the lunge into your left knee, reach up and back, and then come back towards center, straighten through the left leg, turn and pivot the left foot to parallel with the right. Big inhale, breath, broad chest. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Now the other side, we walked our hands all the way forward. I want you to go the opposite direction. See if you can walk your hands, flip the fingertips the opposite direction, and then allow the weight to shift forward. So you're walking your hands the opposite direction, driving your head down, almost rounding through the low back and the upper back. Perhaps the crown of the head wants to touch the floor. Maybe bend into your knees a bit, but wherever you are, just continue to shift weight forward, forward. Feel the toes start to grip. Now you got one more breath here. Nice. Go ahead and walk your hands underneath your face. Turn and pivot towards the top of your mat. Hands frame the left foot. Once more, isolate the movement. See if you can keep your hips level. Left foot to meet the right. Nice. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, your vinyasa. Up dog, cobra, locust for your back bend. Exhale, draw the hips up and back. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Nice. Take a big inhale, breath, fill it up. Smooth exhale, breath, let it go. One more, please, deep inhale. And smooth exhale. Beautiful. Go ahead and lower down to your knees. And then once more, come to standing on your shins. Cool. Okay, just one more thing to straighten through the quads, get into the fronts of the hips. What this is not, when you shift back, you're not lowering your hips. So you're keeping everything in one long line to the best of your ability. So this means you have to squeeze your block, or rather squeeze your glutes. If you do have a block, then I would suggest you put it in between your inner thighs, or if you've got like a really, really thick water bottle or wine bottle, anything that looks remotely like a water bottle, you can also squeeze it in between your inner thighs. Two options here with your arms. Either reach them forward or draw your hands towards heart center, whichever works better for you, but squeeze the shit out of your glutes. Yeah? From here, take a big inhale breath, lift up through the heart, and then just tip back. Yeah, so you'll really dig into either the toes or the tops of your feet, depending on if they're tucked or not. And then slowly make your way back towards center. We'll just do two more of these. Take a big inhale breath, and then exhale, tip back. Squeeze the glutes a lot. So again, the hips aren't dropping. You have one long line. Continue to hold. Nice, make your way back towards center. Just one more of these, stay with this. Big inhale breath, and then exhale, tip back. Squeeze your glutes. Keep everything in one long line. Hold here, you got one more deep breath. And then transition back towards center. Come to sitting on your shins. Take 2 rounds of breath here while I drink some water. Beautiful. Okay. So we'll set up for Urdhva Dhanurasana, doing a lot of external rotation of the shoulders, opening up through the chest a little bit. So 2 things to note. If you've got particularly tight shoulders, you might find that in the past when you've tried to do this, you're not coming up a little high. So just be cognizant of how far away your hands are from your face. Another thing is if you are tight through the hip flexors or the quads, you can always give yourself a little more space. So instead of the heels flat, lift the heels, balance on the ball mounds of your feet. Yeah? So go ahead and recline onto your back. Set up like you would for a bridge pose, but start to bring your hands out really, really wide. I want your hands out really wide regardless of how open your shoulders are. Mine are already naturally pretty open, but I still keep my hands a little wider than that with distance. So the heels of the hands will be lifted, that's totally fine. And you can turn the fingertips out to 3, 9 o'clock, or even less than that. They don't have to point towards your shoulders. So that's another thing to note. Feet can always be wider as well. So when you're ready, just start to press into your feet and to your hands. You can start to lift up to the crown of your head. If this feels good, stay, or continue to press into your hands, press into your feet, lift. Nice. Keep it squeezed through the inner thighs, glutes, as you allow the heart space to lift up, pelvis to lift up. Beautiful. You got 1 more big breath. And then slowly lower all the way down. Nice. Beautiful. So allow the feet to be wide, allow the knees to knock in. Take a round of breath. Okay, 2 more back bends. The last 2 will be on your belly. So we'll go through Ardha Vaikasana, half frog pose on each side, and then Dhanurasana, bow pose. So I am all about minimal effort. So I'm just gonna roll onto my belly. My head will face the back of my mat. But just make sure that you can see me. So Ardha Vaikasana, half frog, you'll set up like you would for Sphinx. We've already experienced the shape. I want you to angle your left forearm in. So left fingertips will point towards the right forearm. To set this up, bend your right knee, heel towards your butt. Then press into your left forearm, lift your chest, and then take your right hand, grab a hold of the big toe edge of your foot, drive your heel in. So this might be where you stay. If this is enough, this is pretty deep of a back bend for you, great. Otherwise, what you'll do is you'll bring your heel of your hand towards the toes, flip your fingertips so that they face your glute, and then the right elbow points up towards the ceiling. Press the ground away from you with your left forearm, and then see if you can drive the right shoulder down. 1 more breath. And then undo it, gently release. Come back to your Sphinx. Take a round of breath here. Big inhale. Smooth exhale. And then we'll switch. So go ahead and face. Okay, so you'll angle the right forearm in. So right fingertips will face the left forearm. Bend your left knee, heel towards your glute. Left hand will grab the big toe edge, the inner edge of your foot. So drive your heel towards your butt. So if this is plenty, this is where you stay. Keep digging down into the right forearm. Otherwise, you'll start to flip your grip. So drive the fingertips down towards your left glute so the elbow tip points up. And then continue to drive your heel in towards your glute. So you're imagining that space. You're trying to shorten the space between your left glute and your left heel. Wherever you are, 1 more big breath. See if you can drive the left shoulder down a bit. And then exhale, gently release. Okay, so return back to your Sphinx. Big inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. Lower your chest all the way down. And then final back bend here. Dhanurasana bow. So very, very similar to what we just did in our half frog. More or less, it's kind of coalescing both of those together, but you've got a grip of your choice. So bend both knees, heels towards your glutes. If you got more open shoulders, you'll grab for the inner edges of your feet. Not as open, not a big deal. Grab for the outer edges, which is what I'll do. Now, knees have a tendency to splay out. See if you can draw them in towards the center. Take a big inhale breath, broad chest. On your exhale, kick and lift any amount. Nice. Visualize the knees coming in a little closer together. Continue to kick into your hands. Feel the chest open as the shoulder heads pull back. One more breath. And then undo it. Release your hands. Keep the knees bent. Create a pillow with your palms. Rest your forehead there. And simply just switch the knees from left, right, left a few times. Release out the low back. One more breath here. Awesome. Slowly release that. Palms near your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. All right, from down dog, inhale right leg up. Exhale, pigeon on the right. So create a number 7 with your shin. Scoot the left knee back a bit. You're craving one more back bend. You can stay lifted here on your pigeon or add the forward bend. Curl the fingertips forward. You can prop your forearms onto blocks, water bottles if you need. Rest your forehead onto something if you also need. But just make sure that you're not collapsing all the way to your right hip. If that's the case, you got your seated figure 4 version or your reclined figure 4 version. Same exact stretch, you're just in a different plane of motion. Start to decelerate. Back bends tend to elevate the heart rate. So start to slow down the breath even more. Nice, 2 more big breaths. Nice, if you're in the forward bend, come back up to your palms. If you're in a different plane of motion, just kind of create this number 7 shape. From here, we'll just transition towards a twist. So a little funky, if you've never done this before, it's one of my favorite twists, pretty deep as well. You're just gonna thread your right leg all the way through so that you create kind of like a 90-degree angle with your legs. From here, your hands will be perpendicular towards your outer right hip. I want you to pull yourself forward so you're on your outer right hip bone. Walk your hands towards the right, any amount. Stay lifted or lower down to your forearms if that feels accessible. 3 rounds of breath. So allow the head, neck, shoulders to be heavy wherever they are. Feel the spinal rotation as you send breath into the spaces in between each vertebra. You go 1 more smooth round of breath, deep inhale. And smooth exhale. You're lower down to your forearms, rise all the way back up to your palms. Walk your hands back towards center. 2 options, press into your left foot, right leg up and back, or just stack your left leg on top of the right. Pull yourself to all fours, down dog as you're ready. All right, final side, left leg up, and then pigeon on the left. So scoot the right knee back a bit, allow the left shin to kind of make a number 7. So again, it really doesn't matter how close your left heel is towards your groin, it matters more or less the evenness of the weight between both hips. So once more, stay lifted for the back bend or curl the hands forward at the forward bend. Feel the outer left hip as you allow the chest to be heavy towards the ground, towards the mat. Fill up the belly, fill up the lungs with a lot of air as you take deeper, longer exhales. Take 2 more big breaths. Awesome, really nice. So rise all the way up to your palms. If you're in a different plane of motion, meet us in this shape. And then you're just going to thread your left leg all the way through, creating a 90-ish degree angle with your legs. So once more, flatten through the palms, pull yourself forward so you land on your outer left hip bone. Stay if this is enough, or walk your hands towards the left. You can lower down to your forearms if that feels accessible as well. You got 1 more smooth round of breath here. Your lower rise all the way up to your palms. Come back towards center. You have your options for coming out. If you are craving one final vinyasa, here's your chance. Otherwise, down dog as you're ready. Awesome. Once you arrive in your down dog, deep inhale. Smooth exhale. Set your gaze forward, inhale. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, top your mat. Recline all the way onto your back. Supta Baddha Konasana briefly. Soles of the feet to touch, knees out really wide. So allow the knees to come down towards the ground. Nice. Then close both knees in together like a book. Hug them in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Squeeze all the muscles in your face. Draw your forehead to your knees and try to sip in a little more air. Fill it up. Exhale, final posture, Shavasana, corpse pose, arms out, legs out, or seated meditation, whichever is calling towards you. For just 2 minutes, allow yourself the time and space to rest, to be still, nothing to see, nothing to do. When it's time, I will guide you out. Start to notice the body in space and keep it really, really heavy. If you have the gift of time, I encourage you to stay resting for as long as you'd like. But otherwise, invite a deeper inhale through the nose. Even deeper exhale out the mouth. Give your fingers, your toes a wiggle as you rock your head from left, right, right, left. And then arms extend all the way up and overhead. Give yourself a nice big old full body stretch. Transition over to your favorite side, supported fetal posture, utilizing your biceps as a pillow. Once more, thank yourself for taking time every day to be here in your body. And then with your opposite palm, press yourself up to a comfortable seat.
Let's maintain a softness in the gaze, allow the eyes to stay closed, hands arrive towards heart center, Anjali Mudra. So thank you for sharing your practice, your energy, your breath, your presence virtually, allowing me the honor to guide practice. So together we draw the thumbs at third eye center, lift the chin up just a little higher. And so here we acknowledge mutual love and respect for each other, this practice, this community. Thumbs to the lips to seal in the breath. And finally, thumbs back to the heart, where we feel a heartbeat. And this reminds us, our hearts beat the same, our blood course is the same. At the end of the day, we're one the same. It's also from this heart space, we bow forward to each other with love and gratitude. So I bow humbly to each of you. Namaste.
Thanks so much. I got to bounce quickly, but that was great.
Yes, yes, yes. Thanks so much.
See you soon. Take
Yes,
care.
you as